Hey y'all, Chef IrixGuy here, and I want to answer a popular question, and that is, should I get an electric smoker or should I get a charcoal grill? Now I'm going to go into a lot of depth within this video, and before I do, I want to remind everyone, you can expand this video's description and then click the links there to find both the smoker, the grill, and all of the accessories. But what a lot of people don't realize, and this is perfectly acceptable, is that an electric smoker and a grill are two completely different cooking devices. A bird just flew by. That was interesting. But they're two completely different cooking devices. On a grill, typically what you're going to do, and I'm going to keep this explanation simple, and again, subscribe, check out my video playlist. You can check out all my cooking videos. You can see the various cooks that I've cooked in both of these. But a grill, you're typically going to be doing steaks, burgers, chicken breast, pork chops, that sort of stuff. You know, something where you want to slap it on those hot grates. You want to get that sear. You want to lock in those flavors. You want that good grilled flavor. You know, toss in some hickory chips on top of your charcoal. Make it even more delicious. Now, you will notice that the grill that I'm using is charcoal. Some people preference propane grills. This is just my opinion. You do what you want to do. But I think a propane grill is an absolute waste of money. And the reason is that with a propane grill, you're not using charcoal, man. Why waste the time? If I was going to use a propane grill, I would just cook something in the kitchen. Charcoal grill, you get the charcoal flavor. You get, if you toss in wood chips, you know, hickory, mesquite, applewood, cherry, you just further enhance the flavor. So charcoal grill would be the only type of grill I would consider. This grill right here is a fancier Weber, and again, I've got it linked within this video's description. But you can also explore grills at much lower price points. I like Weber. The reason being is that the structural integrity of the grills seems to be exceptional. This one is recent. It's a recent acquisition. I got it a few months ago. And the reason I bought it a few months ago, the other one I had was still fine. But this has a few enhancements like the ash catcher, because I use it on my deck, which probably isn't recommended. I could probably burn the deck down, but I feel like I've got common sense to know if hot coal's leaking out of the bottom of my charcoal grill. Some people don't, but I feel like I do. So I'm taking a huge risk, but that's the reason I went from the original Weber, which is great. If you want to save a buck or so and you got a concrete slab or whatever, you may want to go with that. It's just got a little pan at the bottom that catches the ash, but it's not as internalized as that is. So if it's really windy, potentially with that one, the hot ash could come down and blow, and you could create problems with this. I feel reasonably confident that hopefully the coals aren't going to escape onto my deck, the hot coals. So I love that, but you can get into Weber grills at much lower price points. Again, expand this video's description, click the link there. Now, looking at electric smoker, you're typically going to do, and what I'm doing right now are pork butts. I've got a couple of Boston butts in there. You can call it a Boston butt, you can call it a pork butt, you can call it a pork shoulder, whatever you want to. I do that in there. I do ribs. I do Santa Monica steak, which is also known as tri-tip. I do let's see, what else? I've smoked cheese in there. When I attach my slow smoker attachment, I've smoked cheese in there. I've smoked vegetables. So smoking is a low and slow process. So that's something I didn't mention earlier when I was talking about the charcoal grill. You know, that's a more rapid. You can take your time with the charcoal grill, kind of do some offset cooking, have the bulk of the coals here, and then, you know, put your meat or vegetables there, so it's a slower process, especially if you're tossing in some hickory or applewood or mesquite, and you want to have that smoke, you know, further flavor the meat. Now, don't confuse yourself into thinking that you're going to get these slow smoked results. You could if you continue to replenish the charcoal and the wood chips, but if you're going to slow smoke and you want that hickory flavor in a pork butt like I'm doing now, electric smoker is the way to go. The reason being is that the electricity maintains a consistent temperature, so you don't have to add additional charcoal and or hickory to regulate the temperature. All that I've got to do is add a minimal amount of hickory chips periodically to keep the smoke flavor. All they're doing is adding flavor. They're not in there to regulate the temperature. Whereas with a charcoal grill, it's your charcoal and or your hickory or whatever type of wood that's regulating the temperature. So if you're going to do smoking, slow smokes, I highly recommend electric smoker just from an ease of use perspective. You're not constantly having to fight the temperature to keep it low and slow, because with smoking you're typically going to be around 225 degrees Fahrenheit. So ease of use, you get the temperature where you want it, in my case 225. All that I've got to do is replenish wood chips periodically. If I was going to slow smoke in my Weber, which you can, and it can be very good, you're going to have to monitor the temp. You're going to have to add charcoal periodically to keep the temp where you need it to be. You're going to have to also add hickory chips. So the cost of smoking in that, because of the amount of charcoal and hickory, is going to exceed the cost of smoking in that. So for that reason, when I'm smoking ribs, when I'm smoking pork butt, anything like that, I'm doing my Masterbuilt electric smoker. When I'm grilling, I'm using my Weber kettle. Now there are exceptions. So if I'm doing, and you can subscribe and check out my recent video, why I pre-bake baby back ribs. So something I did, and this is controversial, so if you're easily offended, you may not want to watch this. So something I did that was controversial, I did a pre-bake for ribs. So I got my baby back ribs. Check out my video, I'll show you step by step how I did it. But I pre-baked them in the oven. The reason was flavor penetration, moisture control, and tenderness. Pre-baking fast tracks the process. After I pre-baked them, then what I did, I finished them up for a few hours in the Weber kettle, atop charcoal and hickory. So I got the pre-bake value add of the enhanced tenderness and flavor penetration, and then I finished them up on the Weber. And even though I used wood chips in there, it wasn't a slow and prolonged exposure to wood smoke. But even a few hours of that wood smoke, it still produced a very delicious and just fall off the bone baby back rib. So I do some, I wouldn't call it slow smoking in my Weber, since I've got an electric smoker, but I do things like that with baby back ribs when I pre-bake, and I still want to get the, you know, the hickory flavor, but I don't necessarily want to slow smoke. So that's an exception to my grilling rule. This right here though, for low and slow smoking, for me nowadays, it's always going to be the electric smoker. So depending upon what you're cooking, and I will say this, if you're only going to get, or maybe you want to get one before the other, maybe you're new to cooking, definitely get the charcoal grill first, because you're going to use it more throughout the week. You know, you want to grill a burger, you're going to use your grill. You want to grill steak, you're going to use your grill. You want to grill some chicken, some fish, some vegetables, you're going to use your grill. On the weekends, or whenever you're off work, you'll probably smoke. So you're probably going to find that you'll use the grill more frequently than you use the smoker. But ultimately, you're going to want to get both. Because, I mean, with these two tools, the grill and the smoker, with these two tools, there's very few things that I can't create. And I get outside, the value add of fresh air that smells delicious from the wood smoke. I mean, it's a great sensory experience. And you know, we're all about sensory experiences. So that's another value add. That was my little alarm going off. I keep it around 225 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was just acknowledging that, you know, hey, you're back there. I'd opened it earlier. I spritzed it with apple juice, and that's controversial, but why not? Let's do it, man. Let's spritz a little bit of apple juice on here. Oh man, look at those butts. And this isn't even necessary. I mean, with the Masterbuilt, you can set the temperature and not open it up until your smoked meat is the desired temperature. For a pork butt, for me, and I've got those ambient probes in it, for a pork butt I like it at about 201 degrees Fahrenheit. That's my perfect, what I feel is the perfect temperature for a pork butt that's ready to pull out and let rest for a half hour, 45 minutes or so before pulling the butt. You don't have to spray your butts with 100% apple juice, but I do it just because it further enhances the flavor while it smokes. Now I've got the water pan with with onions and garlic and all that for the aromatics too. But this just adds an additional layer of complexity to the flavor profile. So, but ultimately, like I said, if you're going to get both, get the grill first, then get the electric smoker. If budget allows, get them both. But take your time. Smoking is a very slow and relaxed process. If you're an impatient type person, don't even get an electric smoker, because you're just going to produce subpar results, and you're going to get upset, and you're impatient. It's like, why is that not done yet? Why is that not done yet? If you're that type person, don't get an electric smoker. But if you want something that's just delicious, take your time, let it do its thing. Minimal amount of effort, because electricity is maintaining the low and slow temp. You're not having to regulate it with charcoal. Then you would probably really like an electric smoker. But everybody needs a grill. Everybody needs a charcoal grill. Don't get a gas grill. I hate gas grills. And you can comment below and tell me, man, you're offending me, man. You don't like gas grill? Why you not like gas grill? I don't like gas grills because, to me, a gas grill is not a grill. It's not adding any flavor to the meats, to the vegetables. I mean, I can cook something inside without having to have a gas grill, man. And then people will probably be trolling me. They'll be like, yeah, get your smoker, man. Your smoker is electric. Okay, it is. But it's an electric smoker, but the flavor profile is wood. I'm putting real wood in it. So I'm achieving the same flavor from my smoked meats, my smoked vegetables, that I would if I used a bunch of charcoal and a bunch of wood chips in a traditional style smoker. And I have nothing against traditional style smokers. I mean, it's delicious, but this is just as delicious, and the cost of ownership is minimal, because I'm not having to buy an excessive amount of charcoal. I'm not having to buy an excessive amount of wood. But this is different. I mean, with an electric smoker, you're still getting wood smoke flavor. You serve somebody something that was cooked in an electric smoker versus something that was cooked in a traditional charcoal and wood smoker. I don't make any guarantees, but I'm willing to speculate that the person eating it probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Now, conversely, that was a wasp. Conversely, if you serve someone a steak that was cooked on a gas grill, and then you serve someone a steak that was cooked on a proper charcoal grill like that, they will definitely be able to tell the difference. And if they can't tell the difference, they've probably never eaten a steak. So there you have it. Hope this video helped. And again, you can find both electric smoker, charcoal grill, and all the accessories. Expand this video's description and then click the links there. And if there's anything you're looking for that you don't see listed, please ask, and I'll try to post a link. You got questions, comments, please ask, and I'll try to post a video response. Subscribe, ring that bell to be notified whenever I post another video, and check out all of my cooking videos. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.